After the cremation. My name is Ethan Crow. I'm from Portland, Oregon. This isn't my story. It's something I heard from someone I trust more than anyone else in this world. My college roommate, like a brother to me, Arjun Malhotra from Delhi, India. Back in college, we'd often stay up late into the night, talking about everything: sports, love, life, and sometimes even ghosts. But one night was different. Strange. We were joking around, laughing, and then suddenly, I noticed Arjun go completely quiet. Not his usual kind of silence. This was something else. Utterly still. His face had gone pale. His breathing had slowed. I asked him, "Hey man, you alright?" He looked at me, but there was something missing in that look. His eyes weren't focused on me. They were staring through me. And then, without any warning, he said, "There's something I've never told anyone, not even my parents." He sat up on the bed, reached out, and turned off the lamp. Then, in the dark, he began to speak. What I'm about to share now is exactly what he told me. Word for word. Not a single part has been changed. You don't have to believe it. I wouldn't have either, if I hadn't seen the emptiness in his eyes that night. As told by Arjun Malhotra, I'm telling this exactly as it happened. In our Hindu tradition, when someone dies, we observe 11 days of Shraddh rituals. On the 12th day, there's a Mahavij feast, and on the 13th day, a curtain, chanting and singing to help the soul find peace and liberation. The person who died was a woman, my mother's sister-in-law. She had been suffering for a long time, battling many illnesses. Age and sickness had both taken their toll. We all knew her time was near. She used to sleep on the veranda, on an old iron cot, with a thin mattress and a worn-out blanket. After the cremation, the smoke rose to the sky, and the people? They slowly started leaving. First the neighbors, then the distant relatives. Eventually, only the closest family remained. Inside the house were her only daughter, Seema Auntie. Her eyes held a strange stillness, as if tears were trapped deep in her throat. Her younger sister, Pyle Auntie, who kept asking over and over, "Did Didi really leave us?" And 3 nieces, whom I knew by name and face: Kiran, Ratna, and little Deepa. There were others too, but these women were the core family, the ones closest to the departed. That night, their eyes carried only emptiness. But more terrifying than the emptiness was the silence. As told by Arjun Malhotra, I'm telling this exactly as it happened. Even before her death, there was one person she desperately wanted to see: her younger sister, Pyle Massey. In those final days, she kept whispering just one name. Pyle, just once. I want to see her just once. But for some strange reason, Pyle Massey couldn't make it in time. Train cancellations, sudden fever, missed buses, everything seemed to go wrong at once. And all the while, her sister's eyes slowly dimmed, fading in the darkness of waiting. 2 days after the funeral, Pyle Massey finally arrived. She came, but the one who had waited for her was gone. Still, that entire evening, Pyle Massey stayed silent. She barely spoke, just kept looking out at the veranda. The soft, dying sunlight spilled over the old iron cot, where the torn blanket still lay, untouched. That night, the one who chose to sleep on the veranda was the daughter of the deceased, Seema Kaki. She had said, "I'll sleep on Ma's bed tonight, where she used to lie. I'll lie there." No one stopped her. No one said anything. As the night deepened, something strange began to happen. Suddenly, there was a noise, thok-thok, like small stones hitting the tin roof. Sometimes light taps, sometimes heavier, like small bricks or rubble. Everyone inside the house woke up. Someone murmured, "Is it raining?" But no, the sky was clear. The moonlight was falling directly onto the veranda floor. Amidst those strange sounds, Seema Kaki suddenly cried out. The blanket, it fell again. We rushed to the veranda. The blanket was on the floor. It had slipped off her body. We covered her again, assuming maybe she had moved in her sleep. But just 10 minutes later, the blanket fell off again, this time without anyone touching it. Again, we pulled it over her. Again, it slid off. 3 times. 4 times. Each time, while Seema Kaki slept, the blanket would slowly slide off her body, all by itself, and fall to the floor. As heard from Arjun Malhotra. Anyway, we all eventually went to sleep that night. Some were in the side rooms, some on the floor, a few near the veranda. Our eyes closed, but none of us were really at peace. The night deepened. That's when Pyle Massey suddenly woke up. She opened her eyes slowly. Something felt wrong. And what she saw next made her blood run cold. In the faint light of the moon, the room was dimly lit. And right beside her sat her sister, the one who had died. She was sitting quietly, gently stroking her daughter's hair, just like she used to when alive. Pyle Massey whispered, trembling, "Dee Dee." But before she could finish the word, the figure turned. Her eyes were blank, empty, lifeless. Then suddenly, without warning, she lunged at Pyle Massey, grabbed the blanket, and pressed it hard, straight against her neck. Choking her, Pyle Massey thrashed in panic, trying to push her away. But the weight, the grip, it was far too heavy, unnatural, like a cold hand from another world. Desperate, she rolled to the side and somehow managed to nudge her niece. Seema, the daughter of the dead woman. Seema jolted awake, and just as her eyes opened, the shadow vanished. In a blink, no sound, no trace, just air and that unbearable silence again. But now, inside that silence, was the sound of Pyle Massey gasping for breath, and Seema sitting up, frozen, her wide eyes trying to process. Was that a nightmare? Or something much, much darker? As heard from Arjun Malhotra. Now, what happened after this was something I still struggle to believe, even though I saw it with my own eyes. In our Hindu tradition, there's a ritual. On a specific day after death, we cook for the departed soul. We prepare their favorite dishes, set a place for them, and invite them, spiritually, to eat one last time in peace. This ritual was being performed at our house as well. The food was made, served in plates, and placed near the prayer space. Those who cooked and arranged everything quietly left. But among us, a few people were joking, smiling in hushed voices. Will she really come to eat? If she does, will she sit right here? If she likes the food, maybe she'll ask for more, huh? We were trying to lighten the air, to laugh off the weight of fear. But the house did not laugh with us. Suddenly, from every direction, came a strange, guttural sound. A growl, a moan, a furious rumble, like someone was raging but couldn't speak. Even the dogs outside started howling and whimpering. One by one, they ran away, as if something terrifying was approaching. And then, from the corner near the offering, came the unmistakable sound of someone eating, not softly, not gently, ravenously. We froze. Then slowly, almost against our will, we turned and walked toward the sound. What we saw next, I promise you, I would have never believed it if I hadn't seen it myself. There she was, the woman who had died, sitting cross-legged near the food, her hair wild, her eyes rolled back, devouring the meal like a starved animal. Her mouth moved violently, chewing, tearing, swallowing, making those horrific squelching sounds, as if she had been starving not for days, but for afterlife itself. We couldn't move. We couldn't scream. But then, just 2 seconds later, the lights went out. Total darkness. And when the power returned, she was gone. No trace. No shadow. Just the plates. Half-eaten. Cold. Silent. Even now, when I speak of it, my hands tremble. Because if you ask me whether I believe in these things, I'll tell you honestly, I didn't. Not until that night. Not until I saw her eating. The end. Did you enjoy the story? Let us know in the comments. And if you liked it, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to The Horror Dream. Want more stories like this? Subscribe to The Horror Dream, and we'll bring you more darkness just for you. If you enjoy a little chill down your spine, stick around. Like, share, and hit that subscribe button right here on The Horror Dream. Your support keeps us going, so stay with us. Subscribe to The Horror Dream for more spine-tingling tales.